If you think about what the arts can do, it's never ending. It's this whole spectrum of engagement, whether that's something where you are sitting and taking in, or whether that's something that you're actively participating in as part of your healing journey. Art is who we are, which is why we think about it most broadly as humanities. And so it is about being human. It is how we express ourselves. It's how we process things. So when we think about arts and healthcare, when we're really incorporating art into that process of healing, it can take so many forms. Whether that is that inviting space, so looking at the galleries as you're waiting for an appointment or traveling between appointments, whether it's taking in a concert, and that could be a full hour of performance, or it could be on your way to somewhere else. It changes the atmosphere when you get off the elevator.
We're both in healthcare. We deal primarily with people who have degenerative brain diseases like Alzheimer's disease. Either they have it or at risk for it. And so our team, we have a wonderful creative team, has learned that art and music offer ways for people who may have trouble expressing themselves verbally to still express themselves and to still connect in emotionally powerful ways and to experience, quite honestly, joy. Whether it's the visual arts or performing arts or music. We created a program where we helped local venues, museums, the Phoenix Orchestra, helped venues accommodate persons with memory and thinking difficulties. And a gentleman took his wife, who really had not been able to speak much in recent years, to symphony, and she obviously was in heaven. And they walked out beaming, and he said tearfully, when I saw him, I felt like we were on our first date. It was very moving, very powerful. I think healthcare institutions have incorporated art because they've learned from experience, and maybe donors, that it is healing, that it is soothing.
When you think a little bit more specifically about arts and healthcare and about health humanities, there was a series that was started in Rochester called the Insight series. And it was a group of physicians who wanted to have some discussion around theater. And so they were able to bring in some actors to do staged readings or to go to the theater and then experience these plays and then have a discussion and tie those ideas to patient care. Fast forward a little bit more, you have established centers for humanities and medicine at all of our campuses. The one here having begun in 1998 with a single gallery in our Scottsdale campus on the concourse level that has now grown to 15 galleries throughout our facilities in the state, and then more programs beyond that. I think one of the beauties of art is that it is so subjective. And so if you think about the history of arts and healthcare, I think we're tempted to immediately go to the pastoral images, the nature photos or the landscape paintings. And no doubt that has so much impact for folks who cannot go outside or remember a certain landscape that they can't be in right now. But putting themselves in that painting, if you will, can do a lot because we know that nature has an effect on us. But the beauty of our loaned artwork program in particular is that it allows us to play. Because they are temporary exhibits, because it allows us to feature a wealth of different styles, we really see people resonate with all kinds of different art, whether it's the media itself, whether it's the content.
There's certain artistic pieces that even for a person who doesn't speak much or at all, they're going to try to start talking. What they like, what they don't like, what they're feeling. It's stimulating. It stimulates circuits that are still functional. You know, we're so language-based, but there's certain emotional circuits and perceptual circuits that are still working, and this taps into them.
first and foremost, arts are an individual experience, right? It's how you interpret the art. It's how you hear a piece or see a piece or read a poem. And I think we often tend to get stuck in what is the right answer. And the arts let us play. And there's so much value in play and discovery and unexpected. So we've heard things where people just see a piece that is reminiscent of home or has a certain color in it that they love. But you'll also hear things like with our bedside arts where people will say, I was in terrible pain today and this helped. Or I was really stressed out and this calmed me down.
I think people view art individually according to their previous experiences, almost like taste. No two people taste the same food the same way. And I think art has a unique way of touching each individual in their own personal way. But then it also has a way of bringing us together collectively as a community, a sense of purpose and groundingness.
I was introduced to Celebration about 2012, just coming regularly over that time every year. I just discovered such a whole new world. And over that period of time, many years later, coming every year, coming to the 10 weeks, I've come to know a lot of the artists, and I've really, really come to learn about art. And when I walk through the doors now, I bubble. I just get so enthusiastic, and I really enjoyed the people that I've met and just appreciate the differences in art and that everybody has a story to tell. And it really is part of their soul. It's adding to me as a person. I get a lot of joy here, and I just feel like I'm coming home.
There really is some neuroscience behind it. We are, in many ways, wired for art. It really does affect something inside. So there's a physiological sense of that, but then there's also something in being seen. That's why there's so many types of art out there. There's always something new with art. And there's a reason why some things are tried and true, but we can see them through a new lens. So I think when people see art or experience art in whatever way that really resonates with them, is a way that they are being seen, that there is something in the world that just has that special connection.
We are wired to perceive our environment carefully, because if you go back, I don't know, 500,000 years, you really needed to understand your environment or you wouldn't make it. And so we're very tuned into patterns, face recognition. Even when we can't talk well or remember well, those circuits are working. And we don't think about this in daily life, and we don't talk about it. Most people don't even know it, but art taps into that in ways that we don't necessarily understand.
Because we chose a lot of hard surfaces in the home, whether it was metal or tile or leather, and then some of the choices of art being ceramic and wood, it created a echoing, pretty significant, and a dampening of the sounds that you wanted to hear. So some of the art was chosen to mitigate other choices.
We do have this sound issue, so our architect said, hey, you can mitigate echo with felt pieces and so on and so forth. And we took one look at Brad and Sunday's work and said, whoa, let's talk. Mm-hmm. So we have quite a bit of felt artwork here.
And it has tremendously cut down.
It's beautiful and functional.
Mm-hmm. What is it that brings us the happiness that we feel when we look at art? I'm still trying to figure that out.